There we go. We're live. Okay, this is my first reaction video ever. This is something completely different from what I usually do. I interviewed former FBI, former NSA, CIA, doctors, particle physicists, industrial hygienists, etc., etc. I talk about targeted individuals, weaponized systems against our government, by our government against our people, and I talk about some serious stuff that I get targeted for, and it's a long story. You're gonna. My website is right there, Barden.us. But I've been a Tom MacDonald fan for a while now, over a year, maybe a little bit longer than that. But I've been. There was one song that he had. They're trying to kill me, or they're gonna kill me. If I leave my room, they're gonna kill me. Something like that. And I heard that song, and I was like, yeah, that's my life. So I've been listening to all of Tom MacDonald's music, and I was like, man, one, you can hear what he's saying. Two, he's speaking facts. What he says is real. Now, there's a couple things that he says. Well, you're not going to agree with anyone 100%. No one, even somebody that's gone through the exact same thing that you have in life. But I wanted to expound a little bit. I've watched some of the different reaction videos to this song, Fake Woke by Tom MacDonald, which, by the way, this song came out, and then another song called Canceled came out in like the same week, and he ended up on a number 2 and 3 on iTunes. The guy does everything on his own, writes his own lyrics, makes his own beats. Him and his girlfriend record all the videos. They do it all on their own. They ship out packages. Like I have an eBay store. I ship out all my packages by myself. They ship out all their music on their own. They've got stacks of manila envelopes that they send out on their own. It's DIY, do it yourself. And I respect that because I've been doing that for a long time. But I wanted to play this song by Tom MacDonald and do my first reaction video. And I wanted to thank another guy that I watch on YouTube called No Life Shack. And he was the first guy I started watching doing reaction videos. And I love this kid, man. I call him a kid. I'm an old guy. Look at me. I got gray hair. I got a burnt sun nose. I spent the weekend out filming football players that are headed to Division I colleges. And yeah, I got some miles on me. But I listen to No Life Shack. He has some awesome reactions. He's a good soul, an old soul, and he keeps it real. And I watch most of his videos, and it's kind of my little vacation away from the really serious stuff I do. But he says some serious stuff too. So No Life Shack, if you happen to see this, thanks for all your videos, and you kind of got me interested in doing this, man. So I think I'd just like to say thanks for doing that. So anyway, I'll dedicate this video to No Life Shack, and maybe we should just get started playing the song here. This is Fake Woke by Tom MacDonald.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay back.
Okay, right there. He says, I printed the lyrics out because a lot of people watch these and they're like, wait, what did he say? Did he say this, that? And I'm like, okay, I'm printing these out. I don't want to get any of this wrong. Let's see. First off, he says it's getting harder to get a job than it is to purchase a gun. Okay. One, the Second Amendment says the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. It shouldn't be hard to get a gun. So there's that. I haven't heard anybody talk about that. But yeah, it's pretty damn hard to get a job. The dollar is getting weaker. Businesses are going out of business left and right. A lot of them been burned down, looted. People are running out of money. They're trying to pay for food, water, electricity. They're worried about the future. They're not buying things that they used to buy before, and it's harder to run a business. It's harder to stay in business, and it is really the job market out there is tough. When he says this backwards, we're living in this current time right now. Everything is upside down and backwards. I say that all the time. And it is. We're living in like a bizarro world, like a twilight zone. And that's by design. That didn't just happen randomly. That's by design. You're being gaslit. And that's what he's talking about right here, where he says everything's backwards. The mainstream narrative that's being pushed from way high up. I'll go ahead and say from the Tavistock Institute. You can do some research on that. They send out all the mainstream narratives to the mainstream media that are owned by 6 major corporations. They do that intentionally. People aren't taught to think critically anymore. They're taught to absorb information and repeat that instead of thinking about it and thinking to themselves, "Hey, what's going on here? That's not right. Here's what I think." They don't do that. They don't process that information. They just repeat. Not everybody. There's a lot of people that are waking up. We're in a paradigm shift. We're in the Great Awakening right now. So it's turning, and a lot of people are starting to think for themselves. But it's a battle right now. My girlfriend's back here listening to this. She said, "That's real woke." Not fake woke. I mean, you can call it arrogant if you want, but I am so woke that sometimes it literally hurts, and it affects my life big time. If you don't believe me, go to my website right here. Check out my interviews that I do with some of these former Intel agents and talk about the things that go on in my life. The things I talk about get me shot at, get me poisoned, run off the road. Somebody shot my sliding glass door out about 4 months ago, 9mm, right in the middle of my living room floor. Anyway, let's get back to the song.
And murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists.
Okay, that white privilege thing, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now. You can see I'm a white guy. Like I said, got a sunburn on my nose. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. The elite, the people that control the money in the world, they're the privileged ones. It has nothing to do with ethnicity. Easy for me to say. There are people of all ethnicity that are ridiculously rich, that have all the capital in the world to do anything they want, to attack anyone that they want that goes against their narrative. And being poor has nothing to do with ethnicity either. You know, there's certain regions where there's certain ethnicities that experience targeting and oppression. So like, say, South Central Los Angeles, you have Black and Hispanic. In rural Kentucky, you have white people. In Charleston, West Virginia, it's both white people and Black people. You've got an opioid epidemic that did not happen organically. They inserted, we went to war to Afghanistan, took all the opium, Big Pharma pushed that into society for profit and for social engineering, and they could give a shit less what color you are. They don't care about ethnicity. They care about control and money. And that was proven to us after the Civil War. So the slaves were supposedly freed, and Tom's going to talk about that here in this song. The slaves were supposedly freed, but 1 year after the Civil War started, the IRS was created. 1871. They started the IRS and they said, well, how can we turn everybody into slaves? Well, let's take part of their paycheck. They earned it, but we're going to take a part of that. It doesn't matter what ethnicity they are. They got to pay up. And if they don't, we're going to take them by gunpoint and we're going to put them in jail. It goes way past that, but I'll get back to the song.
They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens. We think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame.
Man, I'm sorry I keep stopping the song, but there's so much that I want to talk about with these lyrics because there's so much you can expound on. They need the race war. Let's see. Ooh, I need a highlighter. I need a highlighter. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us guns, tiny screens. We think we're free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. Okay. I don't know if you've noticed, but we're being separated by ethnicity, by gender, by religion, by political party. And why is that? You ever heard of divide and conquer? If we are divided and fighting against each other and distracted and irritated and agitated and hating each other, fighting each other, we're easier to control. Plain and simple. It's been done over and over and over and over. George Soros, guy named, if you don't know who George Soros is an expert with that. He's done it in multiple countries over and over and over and over again. And guess where he's doing that now? Right here. And I'm going to explain that more as we listen to more of these lyrics.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in.
I almost forgot. He said they use the media to feed the flame. Yeah, I watched that happen in person. I worked in the media, in the military, in the Air Force. After I was a full-time firefighter for 5 years, I worked as a journalist for 10 years. I literally watched the fake news happen right in front of my face. Now, I tried to report certain things. I was told to shut up and not report that and focus on this other thing. And I was like, I don't know about that. And then the Smith-Mundt Act was revised, which in 1948 was created to say that propaganda can't be used against the United States citizens. And then for some reason in 2012, Obama said, let's repeal that Smith-Mundt Act. We'd like to use propaganda against United States citizens. And since then, it's been the Truman Show. Look, it's Smithmundt, Smith-Mundt Act. The propaganda isn't just in the movies, in the news, in music. It's going on our streets right now. It's not an easy study. You're going to have to go to my website and listen to what I talk about, but I talk about it in depth. And I've tracked it all the way up. Department of Homeland Security, FBI, CIA, federal programs. Actually, I'm going to talk more about that when he says the police are underfunded, and see how long it takes to, spoiler alert, that's coming up.
They so fake woke, same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
I think it's crazy how these people screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor because he wears a mask or he stays home.
Okay, that part I had to stop on right there. I think it's crazy all these people screaming facts, but they fake woke. Okay, so people that are trying to tell you, you need to wear a mask. You need to wear 2 masks. You're going to kill grandma. Don't you care about your neighbors? Don't you care about society? You're going to kill everybody off. Those are the facts that they're screaming to you because they're woke and they're trying to project that. They have no clue what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're talking about. A virus is a size 0.125 to 0.3 particulate matter or micron size, and those masks stop a size 3 and above. So if you're wearing that mask and a virus wants to get through that mask, it goes right through. If you have 2 masks, it goes right through that. Do your pants stop a fart? Okay, so, and To back that up, I did an interview with an industrial hygienist that creates guidelines for doctors about masks and the limitations of masks. And me, myself, when I worked for the fire department, I was trained in SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus. I got sent to New York. I got trained how to take those masks apart, put them back together, to maintain them, to protect the lives of my fellow firefighters. And then when I would get done working on them, we'd take them over to bioenvironmental engineering, which the industrial hygienist works at, and they would certify those masks. That right there, a respirator, self-contained breathing apparatus with a good seal, will protect you from a virus. Not a medical mask. It says right on the box, people. So don't be one of those people. You might as well wear the box. Just get the cardboard box, put a little string on it, wrap it around your head, wear that. It's do the same damn thing. So that's what he's talking about. Fake woke. And then right here he says, hate their neighbor because he wears masks or stays home. Tom, I have to disagree with you on this one. All of us folks that don't wear masks, which I haven't worn a mask one time since this entire thing started. I refuse. If somebody doesn't want to serve me in a business, they don't want to sell me a product because I don't have a mask on, because I have actual confirmed information, true information about the way those work and don't work. I'll walk out. Anyway, if somebody wants to wear a mask and stay in their house, I feel bad for them that they're misinformed, but I don't hate them. And anyone else that doesn't wear a mask, that wants to go out in public and live freely and be able to see their neighbor smile, see the person in the store smile, and not have to speak through a plexiglass hockey arena shield at the grocery store, or listen to the person at the grocery store sound like Kenny from South Park. We don't hate the people that are wearing the masks. It's usually the other way around. I get publicly shamed for not wearing a mask all the time. I get weird stares. I have people literally come up and confront me, tell me I don't care about anybody, that I'm trying to kill people because I don't have a mask on. And then when I start explaining to them facts, like Tom's talking here, facts, verifiable facts, not that just that I'd Googled, but that I have personal experience with and have consulted professionals, I try to pass that information to them, and then they just start gaslighting and gaslighting and gaslighting. So that part right there is a little bit backwards. Nobody's hating somebody for wearing a mask and staying in their house. It's completely the opposite. The people not wearing masks are getting hated on and getting rejected, getting kicked out of businesses, saying, oh, you won't let us take your temperature, give you an anal swab? You can't come in and conduct business. So anyway.
Has a daughter, but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue because they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same.
I keep pausing this, but I can't not. I can't not. Black Lives Matter is the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. Now here, I'm going to expound on that. There absolutely has been targeting of Black communities. There's been oppression of Black communities. Drugs have been pushed into Black communities, and this is something that I've talked about over and over. The CIA pumped crack into Los Angeles via Freeway Rick Ross. Gary Webb, a journalist from Fresno, California, where I'm from, traveled, went and met the cartels that were providing the drugs to the CIA and shipping it over here. They were giving it to, this is during the Reagan administration, giving that crack to Freeway Rick Ross, and he was pumping it in, making $5 million a day or something like that. There's documentaries on it. There's a movie on it. That was done intentionally to destroy the Black communities. That's been done in different areas, a whole bunch of different areas. So yes, that has happened. Black Lives Matter is taking advantage of Black communities and using that outrage that is rightfully, they have a right to be upset, which there's the same thing goes with certain white communities. Like I said, it's all ethnicities. You know, there's people in rural Kentucky, the people in Charleston, West Virginia, that opioids got pumped into their community. It's the same thing. It's six of one, half a dozen of the other. So, but again, that being said, they know there's outrage. And this guy, George Soros, that I talked about earlier, he knows that. And he knows that if he pays one side and he pays the other side and he gets them to fight against each other, and in some cases work together to create this theater of division, then they can take over all of us. If we're fighting, we're easier to control, right? So Black Lives Matter says that they care about Black lives. And when I say they, I don't mean the people on the ground level that got tricked into joining this organization. I'm talking about the people high up. They say, we care about Black communities. Name one city that you know that a gymnasium has been built, streets have been paved, drug rehab has been funded, family counseling, anything like that. Abortion clinics have been removed out of those communities that are intentionally chipping away at the Black community. 75% of abortion community clinics are in Black communities, by the way. Okay, so did billions of dollars get donated to Black Lives Matter? And like I said, they're not sending it to any of these Black communities. Where does it go? Act Blue. Act Blue is a, quote, nonprofit, and that money goes to fund Democratic politicians, which use Black people and different ethnicities for votes and could give a shit less about them. We're seeing that right now. We're seeing, did Joe Biden call Black Lives Matter back after he got inaugurated? I don't think he did. They're like, hey, wait, we did all this. Now, why won't you contact us? So all that money went to Democratic politicians, which by the way, if you look back far enough in history, the Democrats actually were the ones in the KKK, and the Republicans started with 134 Black men and like 20 white men, and they were the ones that were trying to abolish slavery. So just look up some history. Same thing goes with Antifa, George Soros funding Antifa. But then at the same time, if you look at the whole situation, George Soros has been funding county sheriffs and district attorneys, which Antifa and BLM say ACAB, all cops are bad. But the guy that's funneling money into their organizations is funneling money into police as well. And then they're fighting back and forth. Do you see how it works? The divide and conquer? Pay this side to hate this side, pay this side to hate this side. Just do so. It takes some effort. It takes some time. It takes some balls to talk about it. But if you research up high enough and you take the time, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And that's why Black Lives Matter. Whoa, you digging this video, Keycat?
Brought you a sock.
Yes, sock hunter. The cat goes and finds socks and brings them to us like they're like she hunted down a mouse or something. She's like, look what I got.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for the cameo, Kiki. Okay. I might just have to play the song again after I do this, but you know, there's no way I can't just let it play all the way through without talking about some of this stuff, because it's important stuff. And I'm glad Tom brought all this up. He raps so damn fast that there's so much information in 4 minutes. And I'm sure I'm missing a couple things here, but yeah, the system is screwing everyone exactly the same. Just like I said, during the Civil War, the elite, the people that run this shit, said, let's enslave them all. We don't care what ethnicity they are. We're the Rothschilds. We're the Payseurs. We're the blah, blah, blah. We're one of the 13 elite bloodlines. We don't care, as long as we have control. Let's do this.
I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food and my family, without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming thief on the police, y'all are genius for sure. They're underfunded already. They're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops. See what reaches you first.
Okay, this is a conundrum right here. The police are not underfunded. The funding they get is astronomical. But, see, this is where people always want to pick a side. And I'm the guy in the middle being objective and talking about the nuances of what goes on. It depends on where you are, too. The police are receiving billions of dollars of federal funding right now from federal terrorist watch list programs. Those terrorist watch list programs were not created to actually go after terrorists. In 2012, 2013, watch listing guidance for terrorists in America was updated, and a bunch of actual terrorists that hate the United States of America were scrubbed off of those watch lists. And then a bunch of veterans, patriots, citizen journalists, citizen investigators, victims of child trafficking, people that could point out crime, corruption, weaponized systems. A lot of those type of people were targeted. And you're talking to one of them right here. Right here. And if you want to hear more about that, again, go to my website, barden.us. That being said, how many times have I said that being said? Anyway, there still is an agenda to defund the police through all of this, which I think is a terrible idea. So here's how it works. We used to have constitutional peace officers. There's still some out there, but a lot of them have been removed systematically over time to be replaced with state enforcement agents, which use their job for power and control and manipulation, and they get their funding from federal guidelines. So we need to get rid of those federal guidelines that have turned our police into the communist East German Stasi. If you don't know what that is, look it up. There's tons of videos on YouTube. Look that up. So they're getting billions of dollars of funding for that. But they're taking away the constitutional peace officers, the ones that are looking out for your constitutional rights, that want to protect you. And then they're turning this place into a police state. And one of the things that makes America great are our constitutional peace officers. So that part, I mean, not many people know this. So that part of the song, as soon as I heard that, I was like, they're not underfunded. They get a lot of money. The police department, fire department, paramedics, certain businesses, 400 of the Fortune 500 companies work with FBI InfraGard, and they get extra money for taking part in Stasi type programs. It could be up to like $3 trillion a year. That's a whole nother talk show. That's a lot of research.
Segregation ended, that's a lie in itself. That was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
We use violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase, but you and I cannot afford it. Our democracy is worthless. If a man has mental illness,
sorry to correct you, Tom, but we're not supposed to be a democracy. We're supposed to be a constitutional republic, and there is a difference. So just for all of y'all listening to this and you want to do a little bit of research, put that on your list. You can just make a little list, write some stuff down that I'm talking about, start researching that.
Scientists call them crazy, say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill. When the side effects get you high, you get addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety, I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How'd we let them make praying a microaggression? Instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning, we cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness. Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Whoa. Okay, that was Tom MacDonald with Fake Woke. If you haven't heard of Tom, you got to go check out his YouTube channel. He's blowing up right now. I'm really happy to see him doing this well. Like I said, I've been listening to his music for a while. I'm going to do another reaction video. Probably the next one I'm going to do is the first Tom MacDonald video that I saw. Somebody sent it to me. Actually, I think another targeted individual sent me the link to the video and said, hey, check this out. This is exactly what we've been going through. I watched that and I was like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. And everybody, don't think that, I mean, by looking at me, you might think, oh man, this guy's been listening to rock and roll and country his whole life. 7th grade, I was in the second row, Too Short, NWA, Ghetto Boys, Yo-Yo, and Kid Rock was supposed to be there, but he didn't show up for some reason. He used to be a rapper, by the way. If you didn't know that, Too Short produced his first album, which has been scrubbed from the internet. It's almost impossible to find out. It was called Grit Sandwiches for Breakfast. But I've been listening to hip hop since 7th grade. And maybe I don't want to tell you how old I am. You just do the math. Do some research, do some reverse engineering on that. 7th grade, Wilson Theater, Fresno, California, NWA. And that was just the beginning. So, I've been listening to hip hop for a long time, and not just listening to it, doing photography at shows, backstage. Maybe I'll get on here and tell some stories about some of that. But the next reaction I'll do will be another Tom MacDonald song, and this was fun. Man, this went half an hour. There's so much more I could have talked about. There's so much more I could have talked about, but this is a good catalyst to get people thinking and to open up conversation and talk about some of these things that I'm talking about, because it goes way deeper than what I even talked about. It's a long study. But thanks again to No Life Shaq. Again, I'm going to dedicate this video to him. He's my favorite. The hell is this called? Reaction? Favorite reaction video maker guy. And I think that's it. Thanks for checking in. Check out my other videos. Barden.us.